Hello, good evening. It's a Friday and Tabuelanzo with Ubuntu Sports. Was every Friday we bring to you a program we call Ubuntu Sports, and we cover everything to do with football here in Zambia or local football if you want. I'm joined by Lawrence this evening, and we've got an interesting discussion tonight because we'll talk about the ABSA Cup, which will be played tomorrow and on Sunday. Live at Tinkoloma Stadium. Interesting matches, interesting fixtures. We'll go through that, to run through that, and also try to zoom in the local squad that has been assembled by the new coach, the new Chipolopolo coach in Avram Grant. He has assembled some local players just to kickstart the preparation to the AFCON, and we'll also talk about the recent punishment that has been given to the Zanaco player in Southern Piri. Lawrence, good evening. Welcome to Ubuntu Sports.
Good evening, Reuben, and thank you so much for having me. And good evening to all the viewers watching us from all over the world.
Great. Let's go into it, shall we? Because we need to have a good discussion tonight. Let's start with Southern Piri's suspension. He has been given a 4-month suspension, and in addition to that, he has been told to do 2 lessons in his 2 schools of choice to go and talk about respecting rules and also respecting your opponent. What do you have to make about Southern's suspension, Lawrence?
Well, first and foremost, I look at the suspension, which they prescribed as 4 months, and already 2 months has been reduced, right?
Yes, it was supposed to be 6 months in total, but I've suspended 2 months.
Oh, it was supposed to be 6 months in total. Okay, my understanding was it was 4 months, and then they reduced it to 2. That's what I had understood, and I was left bemused. But now that you have clarified, it's quite a funny one. We had Bazo being suspended for how long for kicking a mic?
For the rest of the season. It was in
For the rest of the season.
Yeah. So even
And
him,
that was in this.
Yeah.
Now, somewhere in December for kicking a mic, you get suspended for the rest of the season, and for manhandling a referee, you get suspended for quite a number of for just a number of months. I don't know where we put our preference in. Is it the safety of the referees, the safety of the people involved in the game, or the equipment? I don't know where we draw the line to say this is what we should respect the most. But I find it very, very funny that you can see the difference in the kind of suspensions and all that. And I think that is why we saw some Nkana fans at the moment this Salulan incident happened, complaining that if it were a Nkana player, there would have been quick statements from FAS, from the disciplinary committees, and all those things to maybe condemn the kind of behavior and all that. But they feel because it was not Nkana player, it has all been handled by with kid gloves, and as a result, they feel somehow there is a double standard being applied here in terms of the rules. So I think we have a 20,000 or so being slapped on him as a fine, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, a 20,000 being fined, being a fine as well. Yeah, has been added to all those things and all that. Maybe that is what balances the equation and all that. I'm not sure, but honestly speaking, the safety of referees is the number one priority in the game everywhere else in the world. So let us make sure that the people who are in the middle, yes, at this point in time, we do not have the VARs and all that like the way the developed countries have done. We have to make do with referees, and the referee's decision is final. Sometimes they make errors, sometimes mistakes come in and all that. But at the end of the day, it's what makes the game interesting as well. Those errors also are things that will make us talk about the game for quite a long time. But that was a red card anyway. I should not say that was a mistake. I should even I believe the referee was right to flash a red card in that incident. And sorry, so the decision though, I really I really take it lukewarm and all that.
It was a red card, and he touched the referee. Didn't didn't you expect the referee again to flash
Should
another?
have been another red card. Should have been another red card. I don't know.
But
There should have been a black card in football.
Lawrence, don't you think maybe uh, his punishment has become a bit light than Bazo's, because immediately after that incident, we saw him. He wrote an apology letter explaining really and saying, "I'm sorry over this." It was different with Bazo, and Bazo has been really involved in a lot of disciplinary issues.
Well, if you say, I think the way I look at it, even in the courts of law, um, if you steal a pencil today and you are convicted, and after you save your punishment, you steal a pencil again, then the punishment is more harsh,
Yep.
right? There's what they call a first offender and the repeated offender and all that. Now, um, how many times has Bazo kicked Mike's?
It was once, Lawrence,
Once,
but this is when
once.
we saw Bazo having confrontations with the match officials, like at NAPSA. There was an issue he was meant to pay and all that, and then there was that
That is
issue
that
again.
is that is a different kind of offense altogether. So we judge one by the repeatedness of the similar offense. If he had been kicking mics for quite some time, then would say, well, he deserves a very harsh punishment because he's done this several times. But that was his first time as well. And also, the issue of writing a letter to apologize to get a less stiffer punishment is something that should not be applied in football. Rules should be there. We should know what happens when you do something. It doesn't matter whether you apologize or you don't apologize. The consequences should be there, and that is it. Everywhere else, that's how we apply standards in football. You cannot say you challenge someone. You go a two-footed tackle with studs showing, and they land on someone's leg and break the leg, and then you say no, because I have apologized. Therefore, probably the punishment should be less. No, you face the full wrath of the consequences of the actions that you took, and that is how football should apply. Simple as that.
Uh, Loud and clear there, Lawrence. At this point, let me welcome Abia. Abia, good evening. Are you there? Wow, it's unfortunate that Abia, but just continue about talking about uh, Lazarus Campbell. Sorry, uh, Southern Piri, because
Volunteering.
now his suspension. Let's look at the way Zanako is struggling. Do you think now with his absence, uh, Zanako will be affected?
Obviously, he's been a faithful servant to the club. He's made quite a number of contributions to the club. Obviously, it's always better to have every player around, even if you don't use them, but at least they give you some sort of option. And without the availability of the players, you as a coach, your options are very limited. So uh, obviously it's going to be a big loss, a big blow for the club. And obviously, I expect that the club should take some disciplinary action towards against the player of their own, because he's going to cripple the team, and the whole team has to suffer in his absence, not because of something that could have been avoided, but not because of something that could not be avoided, but honestly, that was very much avoided anyway. You could have taken, received his red card and saved the one match ban, two match ban, whatsoever, and come back and help the team in pushing what they are trying to achieve. At the end of the day, I feel it's really going to be a blow for Zanaco. They will miss a player, obviously.
A big blow for Zanaco. Let's look at the first team that Avram Grant has selected. A lot of local players, about 27-member squad for the preparation for the upcoming AFCON. We need to beat Lesotho in this game, home and away. Lawrence, how do you make of that list?
Well, I looked at the list and I feel it's quite a fair selection. Nothing out of the ordinary from what I expected. I see quite a number, almost all the players, the local players that are doing fine in the Super League and all that. And hopefully, I know that list will be trimmed down so that we can accommodate the foreign-based players. And hopefully, we can have a perfect blend for the team because these are two games that we need to win. It's a must.
All right, Mr. Abia, are you there now? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can get you, Lawrence and Reuben.
Thanks. Good evening and welcome to Ubuntu Sport.
Thank you so much. Good evening to you, Lawrence and Reuben. It's a wonderful Friday sports program again.
Thanks. I'm sure you saw the.
Yeah, I've been following. Yeah, in the background.
Good. When I'm speaking, just mute your mic. Getting the feedback.
Come again?
When I'm talking, just mute your mic. We're getting the feedback.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
All right. I wanted to ask you, Mr. Abia, if you've seen the squad that Mr. Avram Grant has assembled for the local players, and what do you have to say over this squad? Are you confident with it?
Unfortunately, I haven't seen it. I've tried to look at it, but I think that, and I was late for the program again, so I missed it.
Great. Lawrence, you perused through that squad. Who do you think the coach should bring in terms of the foreign-based players? Who do you think the coach should call and blend in the team that you've seen already so far?
Okay. When you look at the foreign based players that are doing very well for us right now, I think it's important to note that we've seen there is significant reduction in the number of minutes that Patson Daka is having at Leicester City, of course, and that also worries us. Yes, he is one of the most dependable players we have. Probably one of the most lethal strikers that we have in the fort. But his lack of game time of late is a source of concern for all of us who follow the Zambian national team. Therefore, I have question marks over the inclusion of Patson Daka. I'm not sure if there will be any justification for him to participate. I mean, to start. Obviously, yes. Sometimes star players will come even when they're not playing at their clubs and fit into the team anytime, any day. We saw this with Gareth Bale for Wales at the World Cup while he was just seated on the bench at Real Madrid doing nothing almost the whole time, the whole entire last season and all that. But he came in and managed to help the team in all. So it's important to note that it's quite interesting and probably one of the headaches that Avram Branch should have at this point in time. Obviously, we've seen some recent good performances from from Fashion Sakala at Rangers there, doing very fine. I think in the last game he scored a goal and assisted one in Leicester's win in the midweek. And also we can talk of Frankie Msonda, who I think has not played so much for Area United, but has featured quite a number of games, and his performances have been not so bad. Probably it's high time we brought him in. I mean, it's okay for us to continue with him to give us that exposure, to give us the kind of different selection from the local players that we have. We can also talk of Aime Mabika, who has just finalized his passport and his neutralization process and has acquired the Zambian passport, which now enables him to participate fully for the national team. We can also, I think these four kind of justify their places. Okay, we can also talk of the South African based goalkeeper. What's the name again? Serge Chiwe, is it?
Yeah, Cyril Chibashal is in Zambia and is with Zesco United now, and he's already in the squad.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
at the end
Now,
of the day,
I wanted to find out,
I think
Lawrence,
foreign.
I want to find out from you, what of players like Bazo? He's been scoring goals for TP Mazembe. Let's talk about people like Kennedy Musonda. Went to Yanga. Remember, he was when he left the Zambian Super League, was scoring, and he was
Top scorer.
by the time he was leaving, he was a top scorer. Yeah. Let's talk about like Triple C, Cletus Chapa, doing wonders there at Simba together with Moses Piri. Do you think there are also people that the coach can think of, including the squad? Because we saw the coach actually in Tanzania watching the Zambian players based in Tanzania.
Definitely, because I think at the end of the day, in most cases, when we talk of foreign-based players, we always look at those who are playing overseas and all that. But I think sometimes the foreign-based players that are actually playing within Africa and also participating in CAF competitions are also a very good pick because they have the exposure in the African realms where we are currently competing with, and therefore having players like Triple C who are with Simba, who are playing in the CAF Champions League. I mean, this is what we need. We can talk of Bazo, who is playing for TP Mazembe, and of course playing in the CAF competition currently, and
Yeah,
he has
and
played
scoring
well.
goals.
He has played well. You say?
And he's actually scoring goals for TP Mazembe.
Exactly. He has performed well in the CAF. Those are the players. But I don't know. When it comes to Bazo himself, I don't know. Something has been wrong for him. I don't know. He has failed to tick at national team level. I just don't get it why. But he has always been a good player in the league. So I just don't. But it's always important to give some players some chances and see what they can do for us. It's always important. And also, one thing I like about Bazo is that he gives the aerial presence, to the team, so that we can have a focal point to deliver some crosses because he has the stature and all that. I think these are when we need to switch styles of play from the kind of passing game we always play to maybe try to just throw in crosses into the middle. I think those are the kind of games that he can give us a second dimension to it.
Great. I know Aaron Grant came in, that was in November, but Lawrence, up to now, he has not yet announced his technical bench. We don't know who his assistant is. We don't know who the goalkeeper coach is, and he has assembled the squad. Who is going to drill this squad, Lawrence? And we're just a few days away before we have that encounter with Lesotho here at Levi Mwanawasa
So I
Stadium.
think these are issues that fans should deal with themselves. What I mean is um, I think, in as much as Avram Grant would want to announce his technical bench, all those are supposed to be on salaries from the Football Association of Zambia, FAZ. And if FAZ has not given a budget yet, or if FAZ has not approved the conditions yet and all that, I think there is literally nothing much the coach can do. But I have utmost faith that all these things will be sorted out before we have those games. I really know if they are not sorted out, obviously, FAZ will find a makeshift technical bench to cover us during the upcoming internationals, and then after that, probably the process can continue whatever they're trying to do.
There are rumors going around in the football fraternity, on the football family in Zambia, that James Peary might be included as a goalkeeper coach. We are yet to see that, but so far, no assistant has been appointed by Mr. Avram Grant. Let's talk about the big fixtures coming up this weekend. We're talking about the ABSA Cup. The winner carries a 700,000 kwacha. Big money is there, Lawrence. We hope to see the fights, and they'll be coming up tomorrow live at Nkoloma Stadium. The first game, Lawrence, is Green Buffaloes versus Forest Rangers. What's your take on these games?
Green Buffaloes versus Forest Rangers. I think one of the toughest games that we are going to see in tomorrow's in this weekend's fixtures. But I see Green Buffaloes having an edge over the Forest Rangers. I think just a slight advantage over them. So anything can happen, but this being a cup game, it's not a league match, and all anything can happen. But I think we can see that of late, I think the last couple of times that these teams have met, the last 2 times they have met, we've only seen draws. There was a 1-1 draw recently, and then there was a 0-0 draw at some point. And then when you go further than that, I think these 2 teams gave us high scoring matches, I should say. You could see, I think, some just slightly over a year ago, in last season, Forest Rangers beating Green Buffaloes by 5-2 shows to you that this game can carry anything. But I think looking at the performances this season, form this season, I think probably Green Buffaloes have the edge. Wouldn't be surprised with a draw.
Wouldn't surprise with a draw. Mr. Abia, let me come to you. ABSA Cup is starting tomorrow, and the first game in Nkoloma Stadium is Green Buffaloes and Forest Rangers.
Yeah, it will be a tough encounter. Forest Rangers are playing a good game, and also Green Buffaloes are also playing a good game. And as Lawrence elaborated to say, during these meetings of these 2 teams, we have seen some draws as a big results. So, but when we follow about their performance in the league so far, Green Buffaloes are the better side in this fixture. So on paper, Green Buffaloes, they are supposed to get these results. And I think Green Buffaloes, GPFC, Go Boys and Conquer, will carry the day, whether in the regulation time or in the extra time. I think Green Buffaloes will carry the day.
Extra time. Let's talk about the second match. It's the team that is surprising a lot of people, Power Dynamos. In the last 10 years, they've been struggling, and the coach admitted that. And he said in his post-match, this pre-match interview today, that Power Dynamos is actually topping the league. It's a miracle to them. They didn't see it coming, and they're on top of the league. They'll be playing against a team that is hoping to qualify into the Premier League. They are second in the league. That's Mufulira Wanderers. Mighty Awine Chungulo. What do you have to say over that game? Lawrence?
Well, obviously, the coach would say it's a miracle, but surprisingly, the fans have had the belief from the start of the season. I follow one of the fan pages for Power Dynamos, and I think the page has been consistent talking about how they're going to lift the title from match day one. And they continue to mock Ghana, saying that as long as they know they are going to win it, then Ghana is going to struggle. Well, Ghana has picked up anyway. Has picked up some kind of in some kind of way in recent matches. Back to Power Dynamos against Mufulira Wanderers Mighty. Obviously, Power will be the favorite, being that they are the league leaders, obviously currently. So they will be the favorite. And though the last time these two sides met was in 2020, and in that encounter, Power Dynamos won by 2-0, and before then was 2017 where they drew one apiece. It's interesting that these two teams are coming head to head once again for this year's ABSA Cup, obviously, and I think really a lot of teams have struggled to score against Power Dynamos in the league, and I don't think Mighty will also have a chance to even get a goal. The only thing that will determine this one is if Power themselves manage to score or not. If they don't score, then it's a 0-0 draw. We see this game going far, probably as far as penalties and all that. But if Power manage to score, then I think it's done. That's it. I don't see Maite pulling any punches against Power this time around.
Thanks very much. Last season's edition was actually won by Napsa Stars, and they were playing in the National League. Mr. Abia, do you think Ofle Wanderers can pull up a surprise and beat Power Dynamos?
The answer is yes. That's why they are wonders. They can produce wonders, and you remain shocked. So this Mfulira Wanderers side. I remember one time when Mfulira Wanderers was in the Premier League. A lot of teams suffered from this team. They produced wonders, and right now they're trying to come back in the league. They're performing well. So I think on paper, Power Dynamos, yes, the game is in their side, but they shouldn't underrate these guys. Florida Wanderers are really wonders. They can produce wonders at any time. And I think if this team, away from the comment of Lawrence to say if Power Dynamos fail to score, then it will be a 0-0 draw. Anyway, I respect his decision, but if Florida Wanderers score first, that will be done. Power Dynamos, they will no longer be Power Dynamos. They will be Power Boom. You know, if you remember the word dynamos, it comes from a word soap. This is a soap where many countries were using at that time, but now we have boom. So I don't know if Power Dynamos will not be showing their powers in the pitch. I think Mfulira Wanderers will produce wonders.
Thanks for that, Mr. Abia. Let's move on to Sunday, because what another great fixtures, same stadium, same venue. It's in Coloma Stadium, 50 kwacha on the gate, and you can also watch all these games live on SuperSport. The first game is Green Eagles, representing Southern Province versus Trident, all the way from Northwestern Province, representing Northwestern Province. Lawrence, two teams in two different leagues meeting on Sunday for the first game.
Okay, Trident FC, Green Buffalo, Green Eagles. I'm sorry. Another interesting encounter. Really makes me smile, and looking forward to it. Simply because let's see the difference in the leagues, how it affects the performances of the teams. Because I think we are looking at two sides that are in I don't even know how to express this one, but at the end of the day, I think the Northwestern outfit could carry the day. I think I've watched the Trident. I've watched Trident FC play, and they really are a good side. Technically, well drilled and well disciplined team. With a good technical bench doing wonders there, and I think they should give Green Eagles quite a good run for their money.
All right, Mr. Abia, I want you to start with the last game, Red Arrows versus Moza. A lot of people have talked about this fixture. What do you think about it?
Yeah, first of all, let me start by saying if there are two games that I need to watch live, it's the game between Power Dynamos and Influencer Wanderers. And the second one that I don't want to miss is Red Arrows versus FC Musa. Why I'm saying FC Musa and Red Arrows? If I follow Red Arrows, they're playing really a good game. And this is a team that also produces surprising results sometimes. But when you watch FC Musa, hakuru muliro uliko. Yeah, this is the Eastern language to say ati imwe babemba mulelanda ati waikatako wapya. This is FC Musa. Ati and here in Eastern Province we call it Manchester United of Zambia. Let's hope they're not going to give us a 1-0 surrendering results. FC Musa, game is in their hands. It's up to them to throw it away or to get it. But as for me, I'm going for FC Musa, who showcase Red Arrows, the airmen. Red, you guys, FC Musa, nice. I'm going for FC Musa, Reuben.
Thanks, Mr.
Reuben.
Abia.
I think things got so interesting that the two clubs took their beef in this match to Facebook, and it was interesting when Musa posted that they just have to beat Red Arrows, and Red Arrows responded to say, "We shall see. It's our home turf and all that," and Musa said that to be them, we are beating you. And that's how it is interesting.
If you go on Red Arrow's page, you'll find the interview for Coach Chisimbewe. He said, "We are not like Forest Rangers or any other Copper Belt team that Musa has managed to beat. Yes, in the first leg, we went to Musa at Nakambala Stadium and we drew 0-0, but they're coming to our home." So him is positive that Red Arrows is going to win tomorrow, Lawrence.
I love that, and that is what football should be about. It should be about confidence, and when two coaches are confident that they are going to win, well, let's do the talking on the pitch. That's what we want to see now. And on Sunday we have the opportunity to see who have the bragging rights, because I can guarantee you this one, Reuben. At the end of this match, we shall have one Facebook page reminding the other to say, "We told you."
All right. We need to summarize it. We need to go.
And Reuben, if you noticed for the Red, I think the only team that have showcased Musa by beating FC Musa at their home backyard is Nkana FC. So if this game it was the Nkana versus FC Musa, I'm telling you I could have gone for Nkana, because Nkana, they know how to catch these guys. How they know how to get sugar on the spoon and defeat these guys. So for that was, I think 90 minutes will tell for them that these guys they have really teeth, they can bite.
All right. Thanks, Lawrence. Thanks, Abia. This is where we just need to end the show. Tomorrow, it's all roads lead to Nkoloma Stadium. We can watch these games at Nkoloma Stadium, and this is where we end the show for tonight. We'll see you next week when we bring you the results.
Reuben,
Tournament.
Our
For
time
now,
is up, or do we have some minutes?
our time is up, Mr. Abia, unfortunately.
All right. I wanted to give you results from Eastern Province. So, all right, next time.
Yeah, let's do it next week. Thank you very much
All
for
right.
that. So next week we'll have the results coming from Eastern Province, the provincial league. So we'll have an idea what is happening there in the Eastern Province, and then we'll bring you all the results. By then, the games of the ABSA Cup would have been played. For now, it's good night and God bless you.